then I am so much more attractive than anybody else in the whole world. Could this be vanity? No. Nature is lovely and rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature and take after my mother.
Yum in tears, and on her wedding morn.
They've been reminding me that in a month you're to be beheaded.
Yes, we've been reminding her that you're to be beheaded.
It's quite true, you know. You are to be beheaded.
Humph. Now, some bridegrooms would be depressed by this sort of thing. A month? Well, what's a month? Bah! These divisions of time are purely arbitrary. Who says 24 hours make a day?
There's a popular expression to that effect.
Then we'll face it. We'll call each second a minute, each minute an hour, each hour a day, and each day a year. At that rate, we've about 30 years of married happiness before us.
And at that rate, this interview has already lasted 4 hours and 3/4.
Yes. How time flies when one is thoroughly enjoying oneself.
That's the way to look at it. Don't let's be downhearted. There's a silver lining to every cloud.
Certainly. Let's be perfectly happy.
By all means, let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
It's absurd to cry.
It's quite ridiculous. Right beyond our wedding day,
Joyous Mary, here be greeting, with a river of love beating. Fickle moments, prithee stay. Fickle moments, prithee stay.
What amount of joys Mikado?
Pleasures come if sorrows follow.
Though the tocsin sound along, along. Though the tocsin sound along, sound along. Ding dong, ding dong. Yet until the shadows fall over one and over all.
sing a merry madrigal.
Sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal. Fa la 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 la.
Oh, go on. Don't mind me.
I'm afraid we are distressing you.
Never mind. I must learn to bear it. Only please do it by degrees. Begin by putting your arm around her waist. There. Let me get used to that first.
Wouldn't you like to retire? It must pain you to see us so affectionate together.
No, I must learn to bear it. Now, oblige me by allowing her head to rest on your shoulder.
Like that?
I am much obliged to you. Now, kiss her. Ugh. Thank you, it's simple torture.
Come, bear up. After all, it's only for a month.
No, it's no use deluding oneself with false hopes.
What do you mean?
My child, my poor child, how shall I break it to her? My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, you never can be mine.
Oh, I'm so glad!
I've just ascertained that by the Mikado's law, when a married man is beheaded, his wife is buried alive.
Buried alive?
Buried alive. It's a most unpleasant death.
But whom did you get that from?
Oh, from Cuba. He's my solicitor.
But
So I thought. So I consulted the Attorney General, the Lord Chief Justice, the Master of the Rolls, the Judge Ordinary, and the Lord Chancellor. They're all of the same opinion. Never knew such unanimity on a point of law in my life.
But stop a bit. This law has never been put in force.
Not yet. You see, flirting is the only crime punishable by decapitation. And married men never flirt.
Oh, of course they don't. I quite forgot that. Well, I suppose I may take it that my dream of happiness is at an end.
Darling, I don't want to appear selfish, and I love you with all my heart. I don't suppose I shall ever love anyone else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, my own, I had no idea, pet, that I should have to be buried alive in a month.
Nor I. It's the very first I've heard of it.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does make a difference, of course.
You see, burial alive, it's such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You see my difficulty, don't you?
Yes, and I see my own. If I insist on you carrying out your promise, I doom you to a hideous death. If I release you, you marry Coco at once.
Here's a howdy-do, if I marry you. When your time has come to perish, then the maiden whom you cherish must be slaughtered too. Here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do.
Here's a pretty mess, in a month or less. I must die without a wedding, let the bitter tears I'm shedding witness my distress. Here's a pretty mess, here's a pretty mess.
Here's the state of things, to the life she clings. Matrimonial devotion doesn't seem to suit her notion, burial it brings. Here's the state of things, here's the state of things. With a passion that's intense, you worship and adore. But the laws of common sense you ought to ignore. If what you say is true, 'tis death to marry you. Here's a pretty state of things, here's a pretty howdy-do. Here's a pretty state of things, a pretty state of things. Here's a howdy, here's a howdy-do. For if what he says is true, he cannot marry you. Here's a pretty state of things. Here's a pretty howdy-do. My poor boy, I'm really very sorry for you.
Thanks, old fellow. I'm sure you are.
You see, I'm quite helpless.
I quite see that.
I can't conceive anything more distressing than to have one's marriage broken off at the last moment. But you shan't be disappointed of a wedding. You shall come to mine.
It's awfully kind of you, but that's impossible.
Why so?
Today I die.
What do you mean?
I can't live without Yum Yum. This afternoon I perform the Happy Dispatch.
No, wait a minute, get a little bit.
Why not?
Why, hang it all. You are under contract to die by the hands of the public executioner in a month's time. If you kill yourself, what's to become of me? Why, I shall have to be executed in your place.
It would certainly seem so.
Now then, Lord Mayor, what is it?
The Mikado and his suite are approaching the city and will be here in 10 minutes.
The Mikado? He's coming to see whether his orders have been carried out.
Now look here, you know, this is getting serious. A bargain's a bargain, and you really mustn't frustrate the ends of justice by committing suicide. As a man of honor and a gentleman, you are bound to die ignominiously by the hands of the public executioner.
Very well then, behead me.
What? Now?
Certainly. At once.
Chop it off! Chop it off!
My good sir, I don't go about prepared to execute gentlemen at a moment's notice.
Why, I never even killed a Japanese beetle!
As Lord High Executioner,
My good sir, as Lord High Executioner, I've got to behead him in a month. I'm not ready yet. I don't know how it's done. I'm going to take lessons. I mean to begin with the guinea pig and work my way through the animal kingdom till I come to a second trombone. Why, you don't suppose that, as a humane man, I'd have accepted the post of Lord High Executioner if I hadn't thought the duties purely nominal. I can't kill you. I can't kill anything. I can't kill anybody.
Come, my poor fellow. We all have unpleasant duties to discharge at times. After all, what is it? If I don't mind, why should you? Remember, sooner or later it must be done.
Must it?
What's the matter?
Why should I kill you when making an affidavit that you've been executed will do just as well? Here are plenty of witnesses. The Lord Chief Justice, Lord High Admiral, Commander-in-Chief, Secretary of State for the Home Department, First Lord of the Treasury, and Chief Commissioner of Police.
But where are they?
There they are. They'll all swear to it. Won't you?
am I to understand that all of us high officers of state are required to perjure ourselves to ensure your safety?
Why not? You'll be grossly insulted, as usual.
Will the insult be cash down or at the date?
It will be a ready money transaction.
Well, it will be a useful discipline. Very well. Choose your fiction, and I'll endorse it. Ha ha! Family pride. How do you like that, my buck?
But I tell you that life without Yum Yum...
Oh, yum, 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 yum. Bother Yum Yum. Here, Commissioner, go and fetch Yum Yum. Take Yum Yum and marry Yum Yum. Only go away and never come back again. Here she is.
Yum Yum, are you particularly busy?
Not particularly.
You've 5 minutes to spare?
Yes.
Then go along with his grace, the Archbishop of Titipu. He'll marry you at once.
But if I'm to be married alive...
Now don't ask any questions, but do as I tell you, and Nankipu will explain all.
But one moment.
Not for worlds. Here comes the Mikado, no doubt to ascertain as to whether or not I've obeyed his decree. And if he finds you alive, I shall have the greatest difficulty in persuading him that I beheaded you.
I think Mikado's coming. Have you seen the Mikado anywhere? No, I have not. Come on, let's go.
the Emperor of Japan.
And I'm his daughter-in-law elect. He'll marry his son, he's only got one, to his daughter-in-law elect.
My morals have been declared particularly correct.
But they're nothing at all compared with those of his daughter-in-law elect. Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect.
Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect. In a fatherly kind of way, I govern each tribe and sect, each cheerfully owned my sway.
Except his daughter-in-law elect, as tough as a bone, with a will of her own, is the daughter-in-law elect.
My nature is love, and like my freedom from all defect.
He's insignificant, quite compared to his daughter-in-law elect. Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect.
Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect. A more humane Mikado never did in Japan exist. To nobody second, I'm certainly reckoned a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make, to some extent, each evil liver a running river of harmless merriment. My object of sublime, I shall achieve in time. Let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. I'll promote all society sinners who chatter and bleat and bore, are sent to hear sermons from mystical Germans who teach from 10 till 4. The amateur tenor whose vocal villainies all desire to shirk, shall during off hours exhibit his powers to Madame Tussauds like work. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow or stains her gray hair blue, her skin shall be tinted and thereon printed a suitably rude tattoo. The idiot who in subway character scribbles on window panes is made to ride on the freezing inside of a scepter railway train. Oh, 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 oh. My object of sublime, I shall achieve in time. Let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime. And make it prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
His object all sublime, he will achieve in time. To let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime. And make his prisoner pant, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
The advertising quack who wears the tails of countless cures, his teeth abinapted shall all be extracted by terrified amateurs. The rap musician attends a series of masses and fugues and hops by blocking to a wish government over the classical Monday pops. The billiard shark whom anyone catches his snooze extremely hard, he's made to dwell in a dungeon cell on a spot that's always barred. And there he played extravagant matches and faithless finger skulls on a cloth untrue with a twisted cue. And he lived to go billiard balls. My object of
permitted to welcome your majesty. I guess the object of your majesty's visit. Your wishes have been attended to. The execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yes, the coroner has just handed me his certificate.
I am the coroner.
And this is the certificate of death. At Titipu, in the presence of Lord Chancellor, Lord Chief Justice, Secretary of State for the Home Department, Attorney General, Lord Mayor, and groom of the second floor front.
They were all present, Your Majesty. I counted them myself.
A very good house. I wish I'd had even time for the performance.
A tough fellow he was, too. A man of gigantic strength. His struggles were terrific. It was really a remarkable scene.
Describe it.
The criminal cried as he dropped him down in a state of wild alarm. The frightful, frantic, fearful frown I bared my big right arm, and I seized him by his little pigtail, and on his knees fell he. And he squirmed and struggled and gurgled and goggled. I drew my snicker's knee, my snicker's knee. Oh, never shall I forget the cry of the shriek that shrieked indeed. As I gnashed my teeth, and from its sheath I drew my snicker's knee.
We know him well, he cannot tell untrue or groundless tales. He always tries to utter lies, and every time he fails.
He shivered and shook as he gave the sign, the stroke he didn't deserve. When all of a sudden his eye met mine, and it seemed to brace his nerve. For he nodded his head and twisted his head, and he whistled and ended he. As the saber through, cut cleanly through his cervical vertebrae. His vertebrae. What a man's afraid, a beautiful maid is a cheering sight to see. And as though I'm glad that moment sad was soothed by sight of me.
Whoever will tell you hands are sell the truth, it quite agrees. A taste exact for falseless fact amounts to a disease.
Now though you had said that head was dead, for so dead was he. It stood on its neck with a smile well bred, and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent off and not, but as humble as could be. For it's clearly you the deference due to a man of pedigree. And so I bow this death bow, it's a touching sight to see. Though drunk was yet, it couldn't forget the deference due to me.
His haughty youth, he speaks the truth, whenever he finds it pays. And in this case, it all took place exactly as he says, exactly, 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 exactly as he says.
Very interesting, and I would have liked to have seen it. But we came about a totally different matter. My son, the heir to the throne of Japan, bolted from the imperial court.
Indeed. Had he any reason to be dissatisfied with his position?
None whatever. On the contrary, I was going to marry him, yet he fled.
I am surprised. He should have fled from one so lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I am not beautiful because my face is plain, but you know nothing. You are still unenlightened. Learn, then, that it is not in the face alone that beauty is to be sought. My face is unattractive.
It is.
But I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle of loveliness. People come miles to see it. My right elbow has a fascination that few can resist.
Allow me.
It is on view Tuesdays and Fridays, on presentation, on visiting card. As for my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet, he fled!
And is now masquerading about this town, disguised as a second trombone.
A second trombone?
Yes. Would it be troubling too much if I asked you for him to produce him? He goes by the name of
Nanky Poo.
Nanky Poo.
It's quite easy. That is, it's rather difficult. In point of fact, he's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address.
Haycock.
What's the matter?
See here, his name, Nanky Poo, beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another?
Dear. This is very tiresome. My poor fellow, in your anxiety to carry out with my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I beg to offer an unqualified apology.
I desire to associate myself with that expression of regret.
We really hadn't the least notion. Oh!
Of course you hadn't. How could you? If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a second trombone, he must take the consequences. It really distresses me to see you take on so. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved all he got.
We are infinitely obliged to your majesty.
Much obliged, your majesty.
Very much obliged, your majesty.
Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell?
No, of course we couldn't tell who the gentleman really was.
It wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
It might have been written on his pocket handkerchief. But Japanese don't use pocket handkerchiefs.
I forget the punishment for compassing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
Yes. Something lingering with boiling oil in it, I fancy. Something of that sort. I think boiling oil occurs in it, but I'm not sure. I know it's something humorous, but either lingering with boiling oil or melted lead, yes! Come, don't fret. I'm not a bit angry.
If your majesty will accept our assurance, we had no idea.
Of course!
I knew nothing about it.
I wasn't there.
That's the pathetic part about it. Unfortunately, the fool of an act says, compassing the death of the heir apparent, there's nothing about a mistake.
No.
Or not knowing.
No.
Or having no notion. Or not being there.
No.
But there should be, of course.
Yes.
But there isn't. That's the slovenly way in which these acts are always drawn. However, cheer up. Don't worry about it. I'll have it altered. Next session. Now, let's see about your execution. Shall after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then?
Oh, yes. We can wait till then.
Then after luncheon it shall be.
I don't want any lunch.
I'm very sorry for all of you. But it's an unjust world, and virtue is triumphant only in theatrical performances. See how the fates there gives a lot. For A is happy, B is not, yet B is worthy, I dare say, of more prosperity than A.
Is B more worthy? I should say he's worth a great deal more than A.
Yes, A is happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha-ha, jumping, ha-ha, nectar quaffing, ha-ha-ha. Ever joyous, ever gay, beyond deserving A. Ever joyous, ever gay, beyond deserving A. If I were fortune, which I'm not, B should enjoy A's happy lot, and A should die in misery. That is assuming I am B, but should A perish, that should be, of course, assuming I am B. B should be happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha-ha, jumping, ha-ha, nectar quaffing, ha-ha-ha. But condemned to die is he, wretched meritorious B. But condemned to die is he, wretched meritorious B. Well, a nice mess you've gotten us into, with your nodding head and the deference due to a man of pedigree.
Merely corroborative detail intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative.
Corroborative detail indeed. Corroborative fiddlestick.
And you're just as bad as he is, with your cock and bull stories about catching his arm and his whistling in air. But that's so like you. You must put in your oar.
Well, how about you and your big right arm?
Yes, and your snicker-sneak.
Well, never mind that now. There's only one thing to be done. Nanky-Poo hasn't started yet, and he must come to life again at once. Here he comes. Nanky-Poo, there's good news for you. You're reprieved.
Oh, but it's too late. I'm a dead man and I'm off for my honeymoon.
Nonsense! A terrible thing has just happened. It seems you're the son of the Mikado.
Yes, but that happened some time ago.
Is this a time for airy persiflage? Your father is here, and with Katashaw.
My father? And with Caddishaw?
Yes, and he wants you particularly.
So does she.
Oh, but he's married now.
But bless my heart, what has that to do with it?
Caddishaw claims me in marriage, but I can't marry her because I'm married already. Consequently, she will insist on my execution. And if I'm executed, my wife shall have to be buried alive.
You see our difficulty, don't you?
Yes, I don't know what's to be done.
There's one chance for you. If you could persuade Caddishaw to marry you, she would have no further claim on me. And in that case, I would come to life without any fear of being put to death.
I marry Quakertown?
I really think it's the only course.
But, my good girl, have you seen her? She's something appalling.
Ah, that's only her face. She has a left elbow, which people come miles to see.
I am told that her right heel is much admired by connoisseurs.
My good sir, I decline to pin my heart upon any lady's right heel.
It comes to this. While Quakertown is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. When Quakertown is married, existence will be as welcome as flowers in spring. The flowers that bloom in the spring dry up with promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, dry up, we welcome the hope that they bring. Dry up of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing. Oh, Father, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractable thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing, oh, bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, oh, bother the flowers of spring.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la.
mercy on him. See here, you have slain my love. He did not love me, but he would have loved me in time. I'm an acquired taste. Only the educated palate can appreciate me. I was educating his palate when he left me. But he is dead, and where shall I find another? It takes years to train a man to love me. Am I to go through the weary round again, and at the same time implore mercy for you, who have robbed me of my prey? I mean, my pupil. Just as his education was on the point of completion, oh, where shall I find another?
Here.
What?
Katisha. For years, I have loved you with a white-hot passion that is slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Ah, shrink not from me. If there's aught of a woman's mercy in your heart, turn not away from a lovesick suppliant whose every fiber thrills at your tiniest touch. True it is that, under a poor mask of disgust, I have endeavored to conceal a passion whose inner fires are broiling the very soul within me. But the fire will not be smothered. It defies all attempts at extinction. And, in breaking forth, all the more eagerly for its long restraint, it declares itself in words that cannot be weighed, that cannot be schooled, that should not be too severely criticized. Katisha, I dare not hope for your love, but I will not live without it. Darling.
You, whose hands still reek with the blood of my betrothed, dare to address words of passion to a woman you so foully wronged.
I do. Accept my love, or perish on the spot.
Go to. Who knows so well as I that no one ever yet died of a broken heart?
You know not what you say. Listen.
On a tree by the river, a little tomtit sang willow, tit willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Dicky bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect, Betty? I cried, or there's a worm in your little inside, with the shake of his poor little head he replied. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. And he slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. And he sobbed and he sighed and a gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself into the billowy wave, and an echo arose from the suicide's grave. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. No, I feel just as sure as I'm sure that's my name. Is it willow, tit willow, tit willow? That just blighted affection that's made him exclaim, oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. And if you remain callous and unnoticed, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why, though I probably shall not exclaim as I die. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow.
Did he really die of love?
He really did.
isn't quite true. I knew the birds intimately.
Did you? And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
At once.
No, you wasn't. Anything but that. Oh, I'm a silly little goose.
You are.
And you won't hate me because I'm just a teeny, weeny, wee bit bloodthirsty, will you?
Hate you? Oh, Catashall. Is there not beauty even in bloodthirstiness?
My idea exactly. There's beauty in the battle of the blast. There's grandeur in the roar of the gale. There is elephant glowing when the lion is roaring and the tiger is lashing of his tail.
Yes, I'd like to see a tiger with a cock with a niger and especially with lashing of his tail.
Well, I was splendid and his grim, and Nerf's only terrified the dolls. But to him, a scientific, there is nothing that's terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my weakness, if I have a little weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts. In that is so sing, Jerry, down, Jerry, it's evident, very on chase someone. Away we'll go and merrily, very no time, it's till day has done. There's beauty in extreme old age. If that's your elderly enough. Information I'm requesting on a subject interesting is a maiden all the better when she's tough.
Oh, about this much of meaning is the general opinion that you'll last a good longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Won't you wait until you're 80 in the shade? There's a fascination frantic with the ruin that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
Oh, the matter that you mentioned, I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed. If that is so, sing Jerry down, Jerry, it's evident that you don't see someone. Away we'll go and merrily, and no time, let's head till day has done. That is so, sing Jerry down, Jerry, it's evident that you don't see someone. Away we'll go and merrily, and no time, let's head till day has done. Sing Jerry down, Jerry, no time, let's head till day.
Now then, we've had a capital lunch, and we're quite ready. Have all the painful preparations been made?
Your Majesty, all is prepared.
Then produce the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning but misguided accomplices.
Mercy! Mercy for Coco! Mercy for Pitty Sing! Mercy even for Pooh-Bah!
I beg your pardon? I don't think I quite caught that remark.
Mercy! Even for Pooh-Bah.
Mercy! My husband that was to have been is dead, and I have just married this miserable object.
Oh, you've not been long about it.
We were married before the registrar.
I am the registrar.
I see. But as you have slain the heir apparent, the heir apparent is not slain. Bless my heart. My son. Daddy.
And your daughter-in-law elected.
Traitor! You have deceived me!
little explanation, but I think he will better give it whole than in pieces.
Your Majesty, it is true that I stated that I had killed Manky-Poo.
Yes, with most affecting particulars.
Merely corroborative detail intended to give all...
Will you refrain from putting in your oar? It's like this. When your Majesty says, let a thing be done, it's as good as done. Practically, it is done. Because your Majesty's will is law. Therefore, when your Majesty says, kill a gentleman is taken off to be killed. Consequently, that gentleman is as good as dead. Practically, he is dead. And if he is dead, why not say so?
I see. Nothing could possibly be more satisfactory.
Oh, he's gone and married Yum Yum.
Yum yum.
Your anger break very full, all will be merry. I think you had better succumb.
Come.
And join our expressions of glee.
On this subject, I pray you be dumb.
Dum.
Your notions, though many, are not worth a penny. The word for your guidance is mum. But many could bargain in me.
On this subject we pray you be dumb. We think you had better succumb. You'll find there are many who wed more a penny, who wed more a penny. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea, in the sea.
The threat in the cloud has passed away. The night may come too soon. And as
I got my chest signed.
Uh-oh.
And then,
Is this a legal photograph here?
I got a signature. I'm trying to eat here. I raced you in the van and I beat you. Right.
Okay, well, if this
Nice job, Lori. Hey, Matt.
that will make you happier. Say cheese.
You're trying to find him on there? Then why didn't you call? They're trying to find the spot where you... Is that non-fat?
Oh, yeah. Are you here now or no? Always on the go.
Hey, Mark. Congratulations. Great job.
Excuse me, Claire. I don't need the button in front of you. Okay.
Yeah, that's just the kind of guy I am. Don't throw stuff Oh, just like this. Oh, yeah, baby. Hey, Ryan, great job. Great job, and you had a terrific costume. Surprise, no, that's not what it says. In Japan. Japan. Oh, candy camera. But they have their party records. They're up there. Great. Give a hug, what the heck? Oh, man. All right, it's your own recorder. It's your sister's recorder. You have to use diction.
Diction! Good! Thank you, sir! I did it in college, I'll do it again! I did it in college, I can do it again! 10 times is better. I missed it by like this much.
Ladies are horrible.
Your hands are getting tired. Come on.
In bed. What does? What's that?
It works.
Lucky number one.
Now you like seeing your finger.
You may attend a party where some strange customs forbid. Oh, they're shy.
Pretend you're signing it again. And look up and smile.
You hear it? Did you guys like the Mikado?
I know.
Hey, get your hand out of there. Did you guys like the Mikado?
We enjoyed it.
That's good.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. All right. Glad to hear it. And a couple of fingers. Wow. You two are great. Thank you, really. Okay, I'm going to turn it off.
And then when you touch it again, it'll beep twice and it'll go far. Here's your zoom on top.
All fun and games until someone moves it out there.
Hey, Chris. God's ugly.
Hi.
Get away from you.
Okay, goodbye.
Coco Fraley. Having your moment in the camera, Matt. Come on, don't respond.
In there, Gomer? Hey, my
Doug, are you having trouble?
No, of course not.
She'll probably do it.
Put them on the list.
All right, just make me walk right
You keep here? Hey, he's parked out on the... You might want to go out the door. He's parked on the seat. He'll find much remains there. Awesome. I know what. Just bet you ever go. He's right, yeah, he's right up there. Oh, wait, Usher.
Oh, my thanks.
Hey, Tom. I guess invited to get eat this. She didn't, did she? Just finished.
Who gave it to me? He said, here. Blue, here, do this. Hey. See you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Michelle.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no problem. Okay. We'll plan this way.
Here, move it, please. Here, wait, turn it like it looks here, here. Don't worry about it anyway.
Gets to that end of the room.
Shut up! I need something on everything. What? They're gonna get my get out of here. What? Oh, look at the pictures for Wendy. Over there. They're all over there. You're getting my fortune.
Dog! Bradley, wait!
Look, your mother's speaking.
What?
Hey, that's why Germans don't
If I pass these to you, you can carry them over and I'll bring the others.
Have you...
I can't believe it! You're not being hungry. In the drawer.
Jig.
Wait.
But my butt's kind of big. That one can stay there. Thank you.
right here. Okay. Okay, Jesse. Yep. All right. Here we go. Not partly. Not loudly.
Oh, really?
When I hear you.
That's not exactly scale speed, Doug.
How far are you eyeball? That's Monday night. Hello.
I saw Dave on Thursday night.
Did you?
The game with Nicole.
Oh. Here I am again.
Hi again.
We're going to record your conversation. Did I record my conversation with calling a girl? Mom.
We have a presentations we'd like to make over here. We'd like to turn the TV down. Fabulous, all 3 nights. One of the best shows I've ever seen, and by far and away the most difficult I've ever seen high school students do. Yes. The other thing I'd like to say tonight is I want to thank Quimpo, and I think all of you should. They've provided all the refreshments to the hall. Fundraisers that were run by Mr. Fraley.
retiring.
I already handed over my box. Yeah, to my mom.
The lecturer to say whatever he'd like, and then we have a few presentations we'd like
Oh, well. Well, I say something in the past. There's a very special person amongst us that
Is the Energizer Bunny?
No, not the bunny, but very similar. They say that doing this particular job is a thankless job, and it can indeed turn out to be so. But we've had a person that's been with us from the beginning and done everything, and then when it all came time to take the bows and everything, she wasn't on stage to do it. But your accompanist, Mrs. Zimmerman, deserves a big round of... It just turned out that this particular score did not have a piano part, so she wasn't involved the last week and everything, but my goodness, where would we be without her? Well, I should, before I say something sarcastic, I should say something serious, folks, you know. I had my doubts, but I don't anymore.
Because we're done.
You did it. Congratulations on a very, 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 very fine show. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of us and all of the adults that helped us. And here's to us, huh?
Cheers!
The Japanese equivalent. There are a few people that deserve some special recognition for things that they did that were really dumb. It's hard. Mr. Berger and Mr. Sugar and I were conferring before the party, and we were really having a hard time coming up with the one person. There are many people that deserve honorable mention, aren't there? When you think about some of the really dumb things that Laurie Sigmunds did.
Or like some of the really dumb things like falling down the bleachers like Mr.
I was there, pal.
I think about Abby Eston and her laugh, you know. But tonight kind of put the nails in the coffin for three really, really special people. And one of the persons I noticed that had a really, really good night tonight, not only did she change costumes without my permission, no, she actually went up on stage without some of her costume.
Amy.
Oh my goodness gracious. So we have a runner-up weenie prize for Amy Cadishaw. Runner-up weenie.
What's your nails, Amy?
Oh, give me that back.
Wait, mine now.
And then, you know, there's a second person that really deserves special mention as a runner-up weenie person. This person really showed tremendous improvement, and that probably for that reason didn't win the Weenie Award because they did such a nice job tonight. But this particular person, through a clever changing of the lyrics, managed to kill himself on stage tonight. He sang, thus condemned to die is he, wretched meritorious, being pointed to himself. And then backstage is known to have been swearing about his performance. Second Green Weenie Award goes. Now, this is a very serious moment, folks. The award we're about to give, never has there been a Green Weenie Award more richly deserved. What I'm holding in my hand. I mean, this person managed to, oh my goodness, irritate the director no end.
Abby!
constantly demanding to get a drink and then constantly demanding to go to the bathroom.
Casey! Strong!
Strong! Strong! Leaving his luggage on stage twice.
Come on!
Left his rope backstage twice. Left his leading lady on stage alone twice. And gave Catashaw a gender change. So,
one night,
Did you hear what he said on stage tonight? I heard him say, what did he say?
was he the one that had a hairball?
No, he
Trevor.
said when Doug said, how can I marry Yum Yum? And Casey said, well, she'll be dead in a month. I mean, I'll be dead in a month.
Killed off his wife, well, unquestionably the green weenie. Thank you, Mr. Fraley. I'm done.
I'm going to turn it over to Doug now.
Okay, well, we all pitched in here and got you. Well, here's some posters that we all signed first off. No,
the names,
No, it doesn't matter.
Just kind
they're all
of
the same.
distribute them.
Great job.
Mark's in the back.
Great job. I have a blank sheet here.
Send them around to the production staff people here, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. Then we pitched in here and each kind of got you a little thing for the appreciation that we have for you putting in so much time and effort into this.
Who are you talking to?
Kind of all of you in general, standing over there, the people over there.
Michael Hilligan.
That's all, I don't know.
Kara and Faith, Mara and Faith.
Sure, okay.
One of these they made them.
This is yours.
Yes. The look on the back, their initials, in one of the corners. That
This is Mr. Lake. There you go.
This is yours.
This is mine.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
That I think is Mr. Zimmerman.
Yeah, that's yours.
I can't see him.
We're complaining, Abby. Come on, okay? Someone's supposed to open it. Very nice. Thank you very much.
The flowers that bloom in the spring. Let's see, Mr. Sugar. Made out of sandalwood.
Thank you very much. All this awful junk is made here in Japan. Oh, that's cool. That line got the biggest laugh of anything in the show. It's incredible.
That and Doug doing this.
And wait till they see this tape of you doing that.
Hey, leave me alone.
I don't think they heard anything Yum Yum or Nancy Poo sang.
Yeah, me neither.
They just cracked up the whole time because of the little dance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was what you're thinking.
Or Nancy.
I like reading.
Free by a will. Yes. Free by a river.
Know the word. Looks like this. Hey, shut up. Sing something first, Mr. Lackner.
I did.
Oh, except you used the wrong word. So what? I didn't hear you.
These are the flowers that bloom in the spring.
That bloom spring.
Nick is not perfect.
He signed the contract. He's not
Nick is humble.
No, he's not.
How it is? Casey's not. Casey's a green weenie. To the Fraleys for the thank you. Toast for Mrs. Fraley and Mr. Fraley.
Oh, I might miss my cue. That happened a long time ago.
Yeah, right.
Viola.
I think Amy might have hit this. I think Amy might have hit one of the trumpet players.
I think I did.
Lori Seaman's got the bassoonist with the flowers.
No, when I knew you did that, I was like, oh, don't worry.
One night, then Kathy
Crowd up. I went with crowd up. Crowd up. The bed of it had been wrong. Yeah. It might yet be. You never know. Quakertown School. Right on the old Quakers. Yeah, really. As we battle off the war.
Are you leaving?
Let me see those nails.
I'm sorry I bumped you.
Okay. What?
Did you like the show?
Terrific. Guys are great.
Till he's got his own off.
I cannot see the TV. I can hear your voice, but I cannot see the TV.
What's better than that?
Thank you. That's such a nice thing.
I know, I feel like...
You are right and all is right for one, and you are right to be right.
What?
Wait, give it to Kelly.
You gotta read it. That's not it. It's right there. The long part. See what the big bird is?
Are there any fortune cookies left?
I'm sorry.
I don't like it.
One.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Singing.
Whose functions are particularly vital. No, the Lord High Executioner.
Oh my God. I almost walked like I was that. Coming down now. Can I have a Hillary? I love her. Without my glasses. That's really great.
Did you just get us fighting?
Yo, you should get green.
You got 871 for tripping my costume. 871 for you? Yeah, I know. Everybody's fine. By your door.
Bye.
Every picture. No, I'm serious. I got it. Good.
What is this?
I never saw them I'm the ugliest Japanese person. No, you haven't seen me, okay? Left, right. I'm really ugly Japanese person. I can hear myself if you guys stop singing along. Thank you.
I didn't do that.
weed on my shoe?
You're in the way.
You go that way. Spotlight. Class is that way.
No! You shall not go!
I want to talk to you.
Yeah, but he's talking. I tell you that.
Yeah.
I think it was on Thursday night. I think it was just one of those. Started getting loose. When I found that spot, it was so hot. I was like, I didn't think I should have like done something.
Oh, rash! Oh, babe!
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, rash! Oh, babe! Wrong one!
We can look on for another picture.
We can with you! And that's the video!
Let's not abuse the furniture.
Oh, we were all pulling around in the back row there.
Yeah.
Girly man. Girly man. Hey, your homework. Got plenty of them, don't we?
Yup. I think we should. And then the rest of the way.
You need to go.
I think we're going to get Dana. She already. Is yours set?
Yes. No, yes. I was like,
I was reacting.
We can all do that. I could not stop laughing.
when we catch trouble. I'm trying to move back. And I thought that David was right there. And you kept walking. I was like,
Are we leaving now? I still have a bunch of hands. Are we leaving?
No, I'm just saying stuff like
I don't ever see you for an elemental next year.
Wait, here we go. Get this, guys. No, I'm gonna speak up. Can I speak to you?
Omega Man.
What do you guys want? I'm leaving. And then I have to get down. Actually, sorry, I really don't want that jig. Unless she wants to vegetable. Is yours like already? Yes, we aren't going to use it. Oh, take mine too. Oh, what's the list? Oh, I looked down. Mine too. Wait, one more. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm standing here holding it. Mine. I don't think we can this fleshy stuff. I'll take one with you. Is it backwards in the dark? Like open? Yes, open. How do I? Well, why don't you do that for me? Everyone else do that for me. Good cat. Like, do I have to wait for like a light? I'll get it. I'm doing it red. Do I have to wait for like? What do we? No. I would not die. Okay, yellow.
I don't either.
Is that yours, Mr. Leitner?
I have a mind to see it.
I can't wait to come out.
There's nothing worse.
How nice it's going to be. So you're seeing that when you're ready to have the image.
You should come see me whenever.
Are you recording? Because there's a little red light stuff on.
You just have to
Does that have a red light?
Oh, I'm sure they'll do it.
So this time will be honorary. Yeah. Okay. Yes, honorary side. Wait, what am I?
You know,
Oh, that's right.
everybody that